gets to see this because this is going to be huge. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to actually teach you how to build your personal brand step by step by step and how to become an influencer. This is going to be a powerful live. So if you're ready, say I'm ready. Otherwise, I don't know that you're ready. So who's ready to say I'm ready? I am ready. All right. So let's just take a moment. Let's make sure that we're centered, that we're present, that we're focused, that we're not multitasking. I am so excited to share this training with you. I'm going to share step by step by step exactly how I built my personal brand and literally how I became an influencer over these 26 years I've been in the industry. In the first 6 months, I was already an influencer. By the end of the first year, I had a book contract. By the end of a couple of years, I was named the top female coach in the world and one of the top 10 coaches in the world, right next to Tony Robbins. I came out of nowhere, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. Let me start with this. Your personal brand is one of your biggest assets. It's a must. It's a non-negotiable. You have to build a personal brand, and most people do it wrong. Here's the cool thing. As you build your personal brand, your business literally will go places you never dreamed of. My business not only did $500,000 the first year, 26 years ago, then $1 million after that, and then gone on to do millions every single year. I got book contracts. I've been on television, ABC, NBC, CNBC, MSNBC, CNN. I could go on and on. I have been on over 3,000 radio shows. I have my own television show, my own radio show, my own magazine. Oh my gosh, I never thought any of this was possible. It all happened because I built a brand, and you've got me right here because you are part of our valued Heartrepreneur community. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay. If you're ready, say I'm ready. I want to know who's like really with me. I pay attention. Let's start with basics. So what is a personal brand? Well, it's actually very encompassing. It's about you, who you are in the world, and what it is that you do. Who and what. Somebody get that in the notes. Who and what in the comments. How do you show up? How do you present yourself to your ideal target audience? When I figured out my personal brand, I became an influencer. I wasn't trying. All of a sudden, I was speaking on stages all over the world, 19 different countries to audiences as large as 18,000 people at a time. I was an unknown, and it all happened because I learned how to present myself to my ideal audience. Who wants that? Who wants that? Say yes, say yes. So when I look at a personal brand, it encompasses quite a few things. And by the way, if you see anybody who's not here that you're like, oh my gosh, my friend, my colleague should see this, go invite them to join the group, go tag someone who's missing. This is going to be a training worth so much money in your business. I don't want anyone to miss it. It's my gift to you as a member of our Heartrepreneur community. So what does your personal brand include? Your values, what you stand for, what you hold precious, your unique skills and capabilities that you have. You are talented. You may not see yourself, but I see you. The experiences that you've had in the world, business, life, relationships, health, wellness, you name it, everything. The stories that have happened to you in your life. You're unique, you're magnificent. Your own unique personality, right? Your own quirks, your own sense of humor, your own style, and your own image. All of that is you, what makes up who you are. Now, we are so blessed because when I started, the internet was not a big deal. Like I had a website and not a lot of people did. It was so new. There wasn't Zoom, there wasn't social media, none of it existed. Well, we can be very grateful that the internet has now given us the ability to be put out instantaneously to get in front of your right target audience. Again, when I started, I didn't even have that, yet what I'm going to show you got me to a brand in less than 6 months, got me to be an influencer, invited to do keynote speeches all over the world, book deals, you name it. I was on television instantaneously, and I'm talking big shows, not like, little local yokel shows. So you get, because of the internet, and you could be very grateful for it, to put yourself out instantaneously in front of your target audience and do what I'm doing right now. Create value for other people. Just show up to help. No attachment to an outcome. And as you've already seen, we all get to communicate our messages, whatever they are, right? Louder and louder to bigger and bigger audiences due to social media. That really helps you with your own personal brand. So here's the good news. Let's celebrate. Somebody put in the comments, good news. We have the tools to build, and I'm going to give the tools right today to build your own powerful personal brand. By the way, don't be multitasking. Take out a piece of paper or open a Word doc and get ready, because this is high level. This is normally a presentation my client family members would get. I'm giving it to you because you're here in the Heartrepreneur community. So here's a big question. Are you really in control of your brand, or are you just kind of out there? And if you are, I will tell you that you're not in control of your brand, so other people are controlling it, which you don't even know. Other people are deciding who you look like, what they think you are, and not necessarily reflecting your brand the way you want it. You want to be in the driver's seat. You want to be controlling the entire process of your brand. So, big question. How do you build not just a brand, but truly an effective personal brand? One that will get you book deals if you want to, speaking engagements. I've gotten $25,000 for keynotes many, many times. How will you be able to get book deals? How can you build a personal brand, get new clients, customers, patients? Let's start though back just a step, because I get asked this all the time. Well, why do I really need a personal brand? Do I? Or one of my favorites is, well, I work for an MLM, multi-level marketing, direct sales. So, I'm Mary Kay, or I'm USANA, or I'm Purium, whatever. Why do I need a brand? Because you're not any of those things. You're not. You just are a sales representative for those people. You need to have a brand within that, or I'll pick some other person to buy from. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, a freelancer, network marketer, speaker, trainer, author, doctor, dentist, lawyer, candlestick maker, baker, I don't care. You want to build your brand. You want to do it right. Here's the best part of personal brand. Who's ready? Once again, I want to see. Ready. Your personal brand lets you stand out from the competition. So there's all yellow tulips and you're the red tulip. People choose you because you're distinct. So there's a lot of coaches, consultants, naturopaths, healers, advisors, whatever it is you do. Why would I pick you? It's because you're unique and different and your brand stands out. Your competitors, they can't bring what you have to the table, and they're not here on this training. Lucky you, right? So I said before that you've got some uniqueness. Take a moment. Think about your life journey decade by decade. Some of us have more decades than others. What experiences have you had? What strengths do you have that just come naturally, you're really good at? Maybe it's organizing closets. Maybe it's helping people with business strategy. Maybe it's understanding hashtags on Instagram. What beliefs do you have? Do you believe in the law of attraction? Do you believe in grind it out? What unique perspectives do you have? I'll give you an example. I grew up very, very poor. I grew up with extreme prejudice in my neighborhood and was a victim of a hate crime. I have perspective on having a chronic disease that no one is aware of when they physically look at me, and how does that change my life? I have the perspective of living in 3 different countries during the year. I have a perspective of understanding many cultures. I have a perspective of being happily married for, I don't know, almost 40 something years. What skills do you have? Maybe you're great at blogging. Maybe you're great on video. Maybe you're amazing and you rock PowerPoints. I don't know what that is for you. And what insights do you have? Like, oh, I have something to share, something to say, an insight in the world. All of those things, combine them together. They set you apart from everyone else. You become that unique tulip that I will choose. You have to have a personal brand. Otherwise, everyone looks the same. So if everyone looks like one color tulip, and one tulip costs less than a higher price tulip, I'll go with the lowest price tulip. However, if your tulip is so unique and so amazing, I won't go with the field of like tulips. I'll choose you for any price. I'll use Rolex. Rolex watch company, as some of you may know, they may not make the best watches, and it really doesn't matter. They set themselves apart from every other watch company. They are considered a high-end brand. They didn't want to be a Timex. They don't want to be an Apple Watch. They want to be unique. They want to be different, and they've marketed that way. The more that you literally create your personal brand, the more edge you're going to have over your competition, and you don't even compete. Okay, it's not about competing and grinding it out. People just naturally choose you because you stand alone. Now, we've talked in this group, who's been with me for a while, say long-term member. If you're new, say new member. Just in the comments below, long-term member or new member, so I know who I'm helping today. No matter where you are in your journey, you get to charge premium prices when you have a strong personal brand. And the stronger that your brand is, which I'm going to help you do right now, the more that people come to you. They want your products, they want your services, they raise their hand, and you have a conveyor belt of qualified leads coming to you, and you create a hyper profitable, literally cash machine. I'm really serious. You can charge higher prices ethically and morally, provide an incredible service for people. And if people like every day raise their hands and say, me, I'm interested. You know, if you look at shoes, whatever it be, Nike, sneakers, it doesn't really matter. They're basically all the same. My husband wears shoes by a brand called Allen Edmonds. I found out that they're basically made like other shoes. I've gone online and I found where Coach and other designer purses are made and how they're made, and really they could cost $5. However, they did such a good job of marketing their brands, people pay more. Women, MAC Cosmetics charges more for their makeup, yet I've also found out that they potentially manufacture makeup that's sold in just like Rite Aid and CVS, just under a different name. Why do they get to charge more just like Nike does? It's because they stand out. They've built a brand. And the good news is you can do it too, and you don't have to have a marketing budget like Nike or Coach or Louis Vuitton. You get to charge a premium price. Personal branding lets you shine based on your expertise. It lets you stand out. How do you stand out? Like, how does that work, Terry? Well, when you write a social media post, it should reflect your personal brand. Don't worry, I'll help you. When you write a blog post or you do a podcast, that should be your unique brand. If you listen to Heartrepreneur Radio, just say Heartrepreneur Radio if you do, then you will hear that there is a certain style that we do. If you read my blog posts at heartrepreneur.com/blog, just say blog if you do, there's a unique style. If you send out emails, I send an email out every Wednesday, my unique voice and style. If you create videos, if you go to Facebook, Heartrepreneur Terry Levine, and watch my videos, there's my unique brand and style. When you share inspirational graphics, that's you, that's your style. Don't model me or any other mentor. When you create PowerPoints or anything else, don't model our formulas, don't model our show this slide, then that slide. Do your own thing. Be you. It's really important that you share you, because when we're sharing our brand, we're sharing the way we look, the way we feel, the way we see the world, our perceptions, and our expertise. You have to believe in your expertise. And by the way, if you don't, get into another business or profession. I really mean that. If you go, oh, I'm not that great of a chiropractor, I'm an okay doctor, I'm not fabulous, I don't know that I'm the best energy healer, I'm a new life coach and I don't believe in myself. You need to be an expert at what you do, because your brand needs to be positioning you as the expert. Every time you show up, every time you demonstrate expertise, even if it's in a simple social media post, your audience gets to trust you. Your audience starts to believe in you and starts to say, oh, Here's someone who can solve my frustration, my challenge, my problem. And people hire people that are the experts. What I love about having a personal brand, a Heartrepreneur is my personal brand, is my exact audience literally comes to me. And if you have a personal brand, they'll come to you. They'll raise their hand and they'll say, me, 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 all day long, because they'll resonate with you. They'll oscillate at the same frequency. I'm not talking law of attraction. We implement here at Heartrepreneur. We're doers, we're movers, we're shakers, not hard workers. However, we also understand that our branding is necessary. So when you become an expert, right, you're the tulip that stands alone and you're sharing expertise all the time. Your audience starts to raise their hand and says, I need some help. Can you help me? You get referrals. I got 2 today from other people in the industry or in related fields who said, Terry, can you help my clients? I have 19 prospective clients just waiting right now. And that's why you also get to charge a premium. Only experts get to charge premium. So if you're charging $49, $99, $200, whatever, you don't believe you're an expert, maybe you're not. Please do something you're an expert in. Do something of high value in the world. You know, if we look at Tony Robbins over his journey, I've known him, or of him, I should say, and now him, way since the inception. He was paying for infomercials. He was a nobody. And he created a personal brand. Now, if you say life coach, right? People go, Tony Robbins. That's who they think of because he created a brand and became an expert. People pay huge amounts of money. He crams in, well, back in the day, right? Huge audiences, and he does it online now because he says confidently that he'll help people, whatever it might be, date with destiny, right? Fulfill what it is they're looking for. Let me ask you this question. Do you want your brand to be like Tony Robbins or even like Apple? Apple comes out with a new phone. People are standing online. They're ready. Or Harley. People are willing to tattoo the word Harley everywhere or the Harley logo. That's what personal branding does. It creates a following. It creates a movement. It creates a cause. So if you don't yet have all the qualified prospects you can handle, your solution? No, it's not Facebook ads. It's not joining more things and asking people, follow me, I'll follow you if you follow me. And that's a bunch of hooey. It's learning how to create a personal brand. And here's what I love about it. It gets you to be in control. You're now in the driver's seat. You create the narrative of what you want that brand to look like and feel like. This is one of the coolest parts about owning your own business. If you're excited, say excited. I want to know. So your personal brand evolves regardless. Either people make an opinion of you and they brand you as such, or you get in the driver's seat with me right now and you evolve it the way you want it to be. You use social media, email, blogging, you talk to groups online or offline, you do videos. Now you don't have to do all of that. If you say, oh, Tara, I'd never do videos. Okay, that's cool. If you're like, I'm a horrible writer, you don't have to have a blog. Pick 1 or 2 of these simple actions. And we have a list of 77 others that our client family members are privy to. If you're doing anything, if you've ever shown up on social media, by the way, you're here. You're already building a personal brand. Your profile already has your brand. What you say, what images you post, what you like, what you comment on, it's all part of your personal brand. Now, are you shaping the narrative of your brand? That's the driver's seat. Or are you sitting in the passenger seat, letting everyone else decide what you look like and feel like? I want you to be very intentional. Someone put that in comments, please. Intentional. Because when you build a brand intentionally, you shape the narrative. When you're not intentionally just posting a bunch of stuff here, there, everywhere. Oh, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you. You're not shaping the narrative. You have no brand. You want to be more visible. You want people to see you, find you, raise their hand like they do with me every day. I just as we're sitting here, I see a Facebook message coming in on my phone for somebody who said, how do I, and I'm quoting this, I'll read it. How do I get to work with you? How did that person find me? Personal branding increases your visibility. People see you, whether it's your website, whether it's your email, whether it's social media, whether it's a blog, a podcast, an article. So the more you work on building this brand, which I will help you do here in the Heartrepreneur community, the more visible you become. You get more fans on social media. Listen, I started in this industry with an email list of 4 people. Now we're at like 90-something thousand people. I started with, when Facebook first became a thing, I started with like 4 followers on my business page. Now, if you go to facebook.com/Heartrepreneur Terry Levine, my business page, I don't know, up 25,000 people. We've got what, 5,000, 5,100 people here. You just attract those people. And again, not law of attraction, sitting and hoping and, lighting candles and holding on to crystals. No. All that's fun and it's lovely. However, you actually implement. And what happens is fans of yours, they share your content with their people. So when I first started this community, which is so near and dear to my heart, people just started to share. They told their friends about it. They said, oh my gosh, go to the files section. Wait till you see what she has. You have to see some of her trainings. People started to come. And the more that your content gets shared, and the way it's shared these days is online, the more people you attract, the more people who can raise their hands and say, I want what you have. You look different than your competitors. Now, as my quote fan base grew, because remember, I was a nobody. I didn't come out of this industry. I wasn't born here. All of a sudden, I was asked to be on television, to be on radio. I was featured in the newspaper. I was featured in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. I have written for the Huffington Post. All of the sudden, I was featured article that was written about me in Redbook. I wrote an article for Self, for Shape, for Forbes, for Fortune. You just can expect this. ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, asked to speak literally all over the world. As you create more value and you're solid in your brand, you get shared by your fans. And the more that you're featured in the media like this, literally, the more times people ask you to speak. Let me give you like the history of this. So I was doing some speaking, either not getting paid or making, $500. And then I got featured on a major television show, for 30 minutes. Like most people get on for 30 seconds to 1 minute to 3 minutes, which were most of my interviews. The whole show was about me, 30 minutes, called In Focus here in Philadelphia. At the end of that show, I was contacted by 9 organizations to give keynotes. All of a sudden, I had opportunities to speak in front of large crowds, getting paid $25,000 per keynote. Raise your hand if you would like to say the word keynote, if you would like this. I literally show up at these keynotes. They're 30 to 90 minutes. Most are about 42 to 45 minutes. And I get paid 25 grand. I make a big impact on the audience and I'm done. I go home. Anybody want that? Say keynote, because this branding will be the strategy for that. If you think of it this way, you're building your brand and you're building your platform at the same time. It goes hand in hand. Here's the problem that I see though. Many people are so busy building a platform. I have to have the right banner. I have to have the right graphics. I have to have the right PowerPoint. I have to have the right cards, business cards. But they really aren't building a personal brand. They're just building a platform. You need both. And I do it the opposite way. First, build your freaking brand. Make it a brand that you're so jazzed about. I get up every day. I love my Heartrepreneur brand. I love my peeps. I love my client family members. I love the people who work on my team. I love our moderators here. I love you. I love you for being part of our community. I love my logo. I love my registration mark of the word Heartrepreneur. I love it all. Get up with that kind of energy every day. Now, I get asked a lot, well, what do I share? What content do I share? What do I put out there, Terry? People are really struggling with this, so I wanted to address this for a few minutes. Only content that aligns with your personal brand. So on my business page, my content is all aligned with heart and service. My personal page on Facebook is different. I'm communicating with family and friends there. What are the values that you hold? Put that as part of your brand. So I hold these values. I hold the values of authenticity, transparency, and integrity. Get those words, put them down. Somebody put them in the comments. Transparency, authenticity, and integrity. So everything I share is aligned. I hold a value that nothing in this world is difficult, challenging, or a struggle. And so if someone doesn't hold that, I don't share their content. Think about what you're sharing before you just go share a bunch of things that don't resonate. Here's why I love personal branding. My goal for my business, for my life, for my time on this planet, it's just to connect with like-minded people. It's to be more inspired by like-minded people like you. It's to be on the journey to learn and grow with more like-minded people, to give and to share and to help them create the kind of time freedom and money freedom that I have. And so my personal brand allows me to connect. Somehow you got in this group, and I'm really, really glad you're here. And I'm able to connect with you because I have a brand. So the only work that there is to do right now is to work on your personal brand, and only for one purpose. Here you are. Here's all these people waiting for you. They're basically raising their hand and saying, I need a person to help me with. I need a person to help me with. And they just don't have you on the radar yet because you didn't develop your personal brand. I used the word in the very beginning of our time together, influencer. I didn't start my business going, I'm going to be an influencer. True story of starting my business. I left corporate America, president of a national healthcare company. I was so burned out. I said to my husband, now it's funny to say this, I'm going to start a nice, quiet little consulting and coaching business. Now, my husband has known me since I'm 16, and I'm nowhere near that age now. And he looked at me, and my husband said, that's not who you are. And I went, no, I really am. Well, I started to write a lot of content. I love to write. It's a passion of mine. And all of a sudden, I was seen as a leader in the coaching industry. I was one of the first master certified coaches way back when. And all of a sudden, I was asked to speak and to give a keynote at the International Coach Federation and 17 other conferences. And all of a sudden, my opinion mattered, and I became a quote unquote influencer with followers and fans and just an audience of people that I love being a part of. I didn't set out to be an influencer, and I don't want you to do that either. I want you to set out just to build your personal brand. So what I've noticed over these 26 years in this industry is there are benefits to being considered an influencer. Why? Well, I have a lot of big brands come to me. Let me give you a few examples. I had a big brand come to me, I think it was in January, and they asked me, they're a timeshare company, would I be their brand representative because I have a large following? And in exchange for doing that, can't do it right now, but I will soon. I get weeks and weeks of vacation at a 5-star timeshare anywhere in the world. I've had a jewelry company come to me and say, wear my jewelry, wear it on TV. I have had recently a manufacturer of women's makeup come to me and do the same thing. I've had a designer come to me. All of that equals more revenue and more things that I would like to have and embrace in my life. Free things from companies that I don't seek them. They come to me and they're like, could I partner with you? And every day we reject a lot of people. We rejected one just like maybe an hour ago that, wanted us to partner with the right people who match your brand. But I get all the time media requests to speak at events. I get asked to attend events. I don't usually pay for events. Some of you have seen me at events that cost a lot of money. You're like, oh, she invested in this event. Probably not, just saying. All right, let me ask this question. Write the word power in the comments. Who so far on this journey with me today is beginning to see the power of having a personal brand. Say the word power. I want to know who's really here and paying attention, because those are the people that I will give more help to. In my experience, in not just growing my own 7-figure business, in helping over 6,000 people in 444 different industries grow to 6, 7, and 3 to 8-figure businesses, they've all done it by first creating a personal brand with my help. That's what it's about. Question: are you ready to start building your personal brand? Say ready. In the comments, say ready. Are you ready to start building your personal brand? Who's ready? I really do want to know. So, okay, Terry, I said ready. How do I do it? I'll teach you every single step. Number one, you have to determine, who are you really? Because otherwise the market will determine it. So we go back to what we talked about a little earlier. What are your unique skills? What are the values you hold near and dear to your heart? What are you really passionate about in the world? Because who wants to get up and work every day? It's something that just doesn't make your heart sing. I could have kept my JOB for that. Left that behind. What unique experiences have you had on your journey that really have formed who you are in the world? How can you show up every day like I do and effectively serve the audience that you want to help? And then go back to that uniqueness. What do you have to offer that no one else does? You know, a coach is a coach is a coach. A speaker is a speaker is a speaker. A trainer is a trainer is a trainer. A fitness guru, whatever. How are you different? And this is a really important point. Answering these questions, that's the basis of your personal brands. That was step one. Step two, decide what you want to accomplish. Well, how do I do that? These are my powerful questions for question number two. What would you like to accomplish? Not just personally, also professionally. Like for me, I want to disrupt the way business is done. Heartrepreneur stands for integrity, transparency, and authenticity. That is something I want to accomplish. I want to have 100,000 businesses on this journey. If you're in with me, say in, and then help me. Invite more people to this community that I can help and serve and that can be a part of the Heartrepreneur cause. What do I want to be known for? What do you want to stand for? And let's just imagine that you're on the world's biggest stage and you're the foremost authority. What would you be talking about? I want to know. What is the key message you want to communicate? So let's say I put you on the biggest platform in the entire world. What is it that you're going to talk about? So for me, you know, I want to get up on every chair, on every stage, on every mountaintop, and I want to talk about doing business authentically. And if you were only able to give just one piece of advice, what would that be? And actually, you should answer the question in the comments. I really want to know. If you could give one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be? Step three. Who is your target audience? And I have to tell you very transparently, most of my client family members join me and they tell me who their target audience is. And I'm like, nope. So I may tell you no as well. This is how you decide. Again, powerful coaching questions. Who can I most effectively help? You can't help everyone. And trust me, your audience is way too broad. Almost everyone's is. You're going to go narrow and you're going to go deep. And that's why we have people raising their hand every day, because they're in the narrow, deep audience of who we serve. Service-based businesses who want to create highly profitable cash machines while at the same time having time freedom, who stand for transparency, integrity, and authenticity. Very simple. I know exactly who I want to talk to. Who's going to benefit from those skills and the knowledge that you have? Who are you passionate about serving? So I'm going to tell you a little mistake I made on my journey. Always tear back the curtain. I'm always transparent. I served dentists for a number of years and I didn't align with them as much as I do with dermatologists and naturopaths and coaches and consultants and on and on and on. So now I am very clear. I only talk to the people I'm passionate about serving. And then who's also going to oscillate with you and resonate at that same frequency? I don't want to talk to people who are all about grinding it out, working hard, and who really don't care about having a life. They just want to make money, 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 and buy thing after thing. humanity isn't important to them, time with their friends and family isn't, nah, I don't want to help them. True. So when you determine this core ideal audience, I recommend you create a persona, just one person that represents your ideal client family member. How do we do that? You need to know their demographics, things like what is their age? Give me a small range. Clients show up with me all the time. They go 25 to 70. No, small range. Are they mostly going to be male or female? Don't say both. Are they going to be single or married? You have to choose one. What about level of education? Did they go to college? Did they not? Do they have advanced degrees? What kind of career or business are they in? And about how much money are they earning? Then look at their hopes and their dreams. What is it that they really want? How do they vision their future? What are their goals? Not your goals. It's all about your avatar. And what obstacles or challenges are they facing right now? And what is the reason they still haven't reached their goals? Let me give you an idea. In my business, we find a lot of people that are struggling with getting a conveyor belt of qualified prospects every single day. And then I look at why is that? Well, they're following fake experts. They're not implementing. They're taking course after course after course. They're hiding behind their computers, creating more content. They're following actions that are never going to make them money. They have no proven strategy. What are the challenges? Step 4, determine your, whoops, that looks weird. It should be core unique positioning statement, CUPS. Somebody put that correctly in the comments, core unique positioning statement. Please don't use that term. Just like Heartrepreneur is a registered trademark of my company, so is core unique positioning statement. So what is that? It's not a unique selling proposition. It's not an elevator pitch. I don't know about you, but I don't like those. I'm going to help you form one right now. And then put yours in the comments. If it's not quite right yet, you're going to get some free consulting right here because you're in this group with me and I'll help you. I help who specifically? So in my business, I help struggling service businesses. What do you help them do? 2, get a conveyor belt of qualified prospects. Give 1 result, not 2, not 3, so that they can turn their business into a hyper profitable cash machine. And then add this word after outcome. Guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed. I don't think you should sell a product or service if you don't stand behind it. So I have a guarantee in my business. Come into one of my programs. Let me help you, nurture you, take you under my wing. And if I don't help you create a 200% return on investment, basically you have to show up and do the work, right? I mean, it doesn't happen like, oh, law of attraction. You have to implement. Then I pay you back all your money plus $5,000, give you a check for $5,000. Why? Because it's proven, it's effective, and it works if you show up and do the work. Your core unique positioning statement needs to be at the heart of who you are and the way that you help your audience. And then give your core unique positioning statement a unique name that sticks in people's minds, right? So a conveyor belt of qualified leads, that's unusual. Cash machine, hyper profitable, unusual. It gives people clarity of what your brand is about. Now that you've done that, you can treat yourself as a brand. Every time you stay in alignment with your brand, every message, your website as well needs to be compelling. If you haven't gone over to heartrepreneur.com, we have a compelling message. It matches the brand perfectly. If you don't have one, we'll help you create one. You need to have a media page, a media kit. If you go to heartrepreneur.com, I have a media kit there because when you have a brand, the media is going to seek you out. Having a brand means you may have somebody on your team, like I do, I have many people, that also responds to Facebook messages and emails and is aligned with your brand. There's amazing moderators. I love my moderators here in this group who get my brand and who are aligned with it. You have to have a powerful brand with the same powerful message. Now, I talked about a website. Let's talk about optimizing it. People check out your credibility by going to a website. They want to see who you are and what you do. And it is one of the major ways to turn eyeballs of visitors into people who eventually pay you for your products or services. Please remember this though. When people go to a website, there's like 3 seconds to decide if they resonate with you. You can have a professional logo designed. I don't care as much about a logo as what is on your website matches your brand. A core unique positioning statement must be on your website. Photographs need to be professional. I looked at a personal trainer's website today. The photos were blurry, horrible. Didn't leave me a good impression of that brand. Case studies, testimonials, endorsements. Look at Heartrepreneur.com just to get an example. And then there's one clear action. On mine, it's watch my master class. I give it away for free. An amazing master training that if you haven't watched, you should watch. One call to action, not join my newsletter list, do this, do this. One call to action. Your about page should be compelling. You should list your services and have free resources. Free, free, free. Just like this. Create value, 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 and make sure people can contact you, right? Let them raise their hands. Step number 7, just stop posting all over social media. Please. You need a content strategy, not random posts. So we use something in Heartrepreneur called the pillar method. I teach it to my client family members. There's intervals to create pillars, and we push out our pillars on our primary platform. Where is that? Well, it's heartrepreneur.com/blog. That's my pillars. Some of the content's 250 words, some thousands, up to 8,000 words. Then I take that content, we cut it into smaller shareable pieces, and that goes on social media across all of my channels. And we just repeat over and over and over again. So I only do one thing. I create a blog post. And then my team can cut it up, and there we go. We've got it. The pillar method saves you time, saves you money and energy, and lets your brand stand out. So optimize and leverage. Do things once and use it at least 3 times. We repurpose my YouTube videos into 6 different kinds of content. Step number 8 is what I'm doing here. Just show up and create value, value, value. People should see you and get that you create value. 9 is what we've done here at Heartrepreneur. We've created a community. Yes, it's a private Facebook group of only Heartrepreneurs. What am I doing? I'm hosting a live event. I walk my talk. I do what I teach you. Create a membership site. My client family members know I have that. Now, not tomorrow, not 10 minutes from now, not after you watch another webinar. Now is the time to build your brand. This is a great quote. We all have a personal brand, whether we think about it or not. So my request is that you become intentional about it. I covered a lot. Identify what matters to you. Define your core audience. Determine your core unique positioning statement. Treat yourself like a brand. Have a compelling website. Plan your content strategy. Bring your best self out all the time and build your community. The more that you do those things consistently, the more you'll have raving fans raising their hands to work with you. And I don't want you to wait another second. Who's going to do it now? Say the word now. I want to know who the real implementers are. It's time for you to get started today. So I'm giving something away. We don't normally do this, and we're doing it now. We're going to offer you, as one of our community members, a free, totally free consultation. It is not a sales pitch, okay? It's a way to work together to let us now help you create your personal brand. It's free. There's no risk. There's no obligation. On the phone call, we'll find out about your brand, and we'll help you really create some brand strategies. So you're going to book a call. Can someone copy and paste that or type it into the comments? If not, I'll do it after. I've got another several hours of calls, so I have to do it later today. If it's not here right now, come back to this post later. But you're just going to go over to Ken, who's on my team. You're going to love him. He's amazing, a true Heartrepreneur, and he will really help you. So when you go on to his Calendly.com, you will get time with Ken. My gift to you for coming here today, for letting me help you, and for being a valued client family member. I'm here. I care. You matter. I want you to have what I have. Bye for now. I'll see you soon.